Welcome everybody.
Jumping will be the best way to intertwine our...
Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're warning you that we're going to jump from topic to topic because we haven't really planned an agenda exactly, although I think we have several intertwined concerns. So I'm very pleased to have both seminars here together, and I'm especially pleased to have a brief chance to have a public conversation with Giorgio, who I've actually known for quite some time now. Some of your very first books were sent to me when they were being translated into English. I received The Coming Community, and they said, "Do you think that we should publish this?" I said, "Yeah, I really think we should publish it." I don't know why I got sent it, but I was thrilled. I remember the day I read it. I read it all in a single setting. In any case, I think that it might be interesting for us to talk a little bit about the problem of the subject, or the problem of action. We heard the other night an account of liturgy which implied a certain relationship between the office and public action. And I think that would be quite interesting to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I thought it's possible that we could think about action in Arendt, or maybe there's some way in which these two versions could speak to one another. I don't know.
No, as your seminar was on Arendt, and the lecture was on Arendt, perhaps one of the first thing I feel I have to say, perhaps concerning this, concerns this peculiar liturgy, which is a trial, Eichmann trial.
Yeah.
Here we have a juridical liturgy. And then, of course, the strong connection I tried to suggest between the notion of office and the character, the person of Eichmann, no? Who spoke officialese, no? as the only language he knew was officialese.
Yes.
And Arendt
yes.
invents this term.
That's right.
But then, I don't know if you have seen the movie The Specialist, which was done with the huge quantity of films were filmed, you say, during the process. And this man, Eyal Sival, made a film of 2 hours with all these incredibly interesting material.
Is that Eyal Sivan?
Sivan.
Yes, okay, I know him.
Eyal Sivan. Yeah.
Yes, okay.
He's an Israeli.
Yes, he is an Israeli. Yes,
guy.
that's right, and he lives in Paris part of the time.
And now he doesn't live anymore in Paris because the Jewish activists burned his office. So now he lives in
the right-wing Jewish
now
activist.
Now he lives.
Just want to make sure, because the left-wing.
Of course. No, now he lives in London. So the incredible impression I have on this movie, seeing this film, is that Eichmann is a man of the law. And he presents himself as something who will obey the law in the special form that the law took in Nazi Germany, so implying also the voice of the Führer, etc., etc. But then he will present himself just as a man of the law. On the other part, the prosecutor. In this process, there is a prosecutor who seems perfectly to correspond to Eichmann. Is the counterpart, is the other face of the law, but completely similar to him. So what struck me incredibly, so Eichmann was at ease each time that the problem became a problem of bureaucracy, order, numbers. The office number is continuously referring to the number which defines his office. I don't remember key K200142A, and so and also all the papers of the process were classified in that way. So the prosecutor will also very often say, let's now take the paper B3044, and Eichmann knew it perfectly. He had seen all the material of the process, the papers, so he was completely at ease, and immediately that the situation became this, he felt at ease. So I had the impression, and as Hannah Arendt puts in the beginning, the house of the place where the trial was celebrated was, in Hebrew is Bet HaMishpat, meaning the house of judgment, not the house of justice as she translates. It's the house. Eyal Sivan told me this is not the house of judgment; it means the house of judgment.
I see.
So it was the place where judgment was done, the judgment was being in course. And I really had the impression that Eichmann and the prosecutor were the two faces of this mystery of the law, this mystery of the law, the mystery of punishment and fault. Was being there. So also Hannah Arendt gives the impression of having not feel at all at ease with the way this process was done. But when you see this film, you have an even stronger uneasiness, impression of really embarrassment, no? Because we are entire in the domain of Eichmann. Eichmann is completely at ease there. The prosecutor is perfectly corresponds to him, and we see so this horrible mystery of the law showing itself in all its their aspects. So I understand that Hannah Arendt could have been not at ease seeing this.
Yeah. You know, she refers to the trial again and again as a kind of spectacle or as a show. And I'm just wondering how that dimension of trials, the kind of public spectacle, would correspond to this idea of a kind of juridical liturgy.
Yeah. My impression was not of a spectacle, but more, seeing the material, of this the liturgy of law. Liturgy of law. It was really in a domain where Eichmann was at its right place, and this is very embarrassing to see this. No? You really see the inadequacy to the law to the problem, of the law to the problem. The problem of Eichmann there is reduced to its juridical aspect. Even there are all this attempt to enlarge into a wider problem, but each time from this language of B245, let's take now paper, it's completely inside this dimension, this dimension, so that you feel a strong inadequacy of what has happened there to the problem.
And I mean, I'm just wondering that if one takes seriously your conception of the mystery, the mystery of the law and how that works with its administrative reductionism, right? Or its ridiculousness, its administrative ridiculousness. Does it leave open?
Ridiculous and tragic.
Yes, ridiculous and tragic. Consequential ridiculousness.